Hello everybody, happy art day. Welcome to Freakin' Art. My name's Anastasia and I'm so happy you decided to stop by to make some art with me today. Today we have a really fun class. We're going to be making some awesome prints by using some old vegetables around our house. Isn't that cool? I think so. So we're going to be doing a radial composition. So that's a composition that starts from the center and comes out. You might think about the sunshine or a sunflower. Those are both radial things. So they have a center point and they come out. So we're going to do one radial composition and then we're going to do one symmetrical composition. A symmetrical composition is kind of like looking in a mirror. So everything that's on one side is exactly the same on the other side. Isn't that cool? And you might have noticed that both of my prints here are monochromatic. That's right, they're all done in one color. So for today's class, you're going to need some different kinds of vegetables. They don't have to be fresh. They could be on their way out. Or you could also, since we're going to be using washable paint, they could be any vegetables and you could just cut them off and eat them afterwards. So some good ones are celery, because you got the little crescent moons and the lines on it. I got a lemon, a bell pepper, an apple, an onion, a hot pepper. Those are just some ideas, but whatever you got, we're going to figure out what kind of prints they make. You're going to need some water, a plate to put your paint on and to stamp your fruits and vegetables down, maybe a paintbrush and a paper towel, and then one color of paint, whatever color you want. Oh, and of course, we're going to need some paper to print all those vegetables on. So before we start this awesome class, let's do a little bit of breathing and stretching so we can be really relaxed and focused on our artwork. Are you ready? Okay, everybody breathe in and breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's roll our shoulders back. And can we roll them forward? And interlace our fingers and stretch out our fingers and hands. I feel focused and ready to go. I hope you do too. So, to start, we're going to get our piece of paper. I'm going to do it up here so you can see what I'm doing. And our plate, decide on a color you want. Since I did yellow for my examples, I think I'll go with this pinkish color here. We're going to do a little bit of squirt of paint on our plate. And maybe take your brush and rub that around so you get a nice little even surface here. Okay, now first things first, let's just take our vegetable halves. I would ask your adult in the house what vegetables and fruits you can use and ask them to cut them in half for you, just to be safe. So I would take your vegetables and fruits you have and we'll just play around first before we make our compositions, our radial and our symmetrical composition. We'll just see what different marks our fruits and veggies make. So we'll start with my lemon. Smush it around in the paint here. Now you can also, if you don't feel like this is working really well, you can also take your paintbrush and lightly put on some paint. Either way works. Sometimes it's fun to just smush stuff down into paint. So either one, you can smush it, you can paint it. Okay, so let's see what the lemon does here. Remove all my stuff. That looks nice. It looks even better after the second time. Huh. So that's good to learn. It looks nicer with a little bit less paint. You can see more of the texture and the pattern of that lemon. Let's try another one. I got my bell pepper here. Let's push it in the paint. Maybe paint a little paint on there and then smush it. We'll see. Just play around. We're just figuring out the best techniques right now to use. Okay. That looks good too. I'm going to try my celery heart. I'm not sure what you guys have there. But hopefully you have a couple different kinds of fruits and vegetables to try out. This is pretty. It kind of looks like a flower. Okay, and we'll try one more before we start. Taking the top of this jalapeno pepper and dipping it in the paint. I like that a lot. That looks great. I'm going to put this to the side and we'll start with our radial composition because I think that one's the easiest. We got our piece of paper and we want to put our first mark right in the center. Now I think it's helpful if the first mark is circular, but if it's not, let's not worry about it, okay? If you really want to make sure it's the center of the page, there's a little trick so we can have a guideline. So I'll show you that. So to get to the very center, we're going to fold our paper in half one way. Just make sure those lines, those edges meet up. Okay, so we folded it in half one way, and then we're going to fold it in half the other way. And now when we unfold our paper, we'll have a bullseye right in the center, and that's where we can put our print. Now, it's not that big of a deal if it's off center. It's not going to bother me, but if you like things to be just right, go ahead and fold it. Otherwise, just aim for the center somewhere. So, let's see. I'm going to take my bell pepper, put some paint on it here, and I'm going to go right for the center. Just press it down on that paper, nice and firm. Ha! That was pretty close. It's not perfect, but nothing's perfect, so it's good enough. Okay, next, we're doing our radial composition, so we want it to all branch out, but I think I want something even smaller right in the center. So I'm taking my jalapeno top here, smushing it in the paint, and I'm going to press it firmly down. Ha! That's beautiful. So now we're just going to move on out. So you can take any of the fruits and veggies you have and just think about moving out like the rays of the sunshine or the petals on a flower. So again, we're just putting our fruit or veggie cut in our paint and pressing it down. And you might have, if you want to do the same fruit or veggie a couple times, you might have to dip it in the paint more than once. Okay, so I got my lemon wedges going around my bell pepper with my jalapeno pepper. I want a little bit more. I'm gonna see how this onion does. I forgot to test that one out. Put some paint on it. See. Ooh, that looks nice. I think I'll do every other space here. But remember, you do what you want to do, what makes you happy, what you think looks great. You should work with the color that's your favorite color because it's your artwork and it should look like your artwork. Now flip this around so it's easier to print this top part. Woo! Now that looks pretty nice. It's radial. It's coming out from the center. I think maybe I'll have some more little print. Maybe choose one of my peppers again. And do a little print around the outside. So I got my jalapeno. Smushing it in that paint, and I'm just going to do a couple little ones around. And remember, you might have to dip it in the paint more than once. Or you could just keep on printing it, and it will get lighter as you go. Artist's choice. I think that looks really nice. Here we go. We've got our radial composition using our fruits and veggies to get these awesome textures and patterns. And we're coming right from the center, and it's all coming from the center and going out. Doesn't that look great? I think so. I can't wait to see yours. Well, let's try our symmetrical composition. That's right, the one that looks like a mirror. So, for this one, grab your piece of paper. That has to paint on it. Grab a clean piece of paper. And we're going to fold it in half. Now, you can fold it either way in half. You can fold it widthways or lengthways. I'm going widthways. You're just going to want to match up your edges. And fold it in half. That's not quite matched up. Let's try that again. Okay, so now we should have a crease right down the center of our paper, either going this way or this way. Now all you want to do is try to do the exact same thing on each side. Don't worry, we'll go through it together. So this is our mirror mark. So this is our dividing line on our paper. Let's start. We'll start with our apple. So either paint that paint on, or smush it down on your plate so it's nice and covered here. Okay. Now you don't have to start in the center. You can start wherever you want to, but I'm going to start close to the line so I can easily see where my next mark needs to go. So I'm going close to the line, and I'm pressing that apple down. That looks nice. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So it's like a mirror image. So I'm putting some paint on my apple. Okay. And I'm putting it on the other side of this line here, that fold mark. And pressing down nice and firm. There we go. Now it looks like the apple's looking in a mirror. I need a little bit more paint. So now we're just gonna pick another fruit or veggie. I'm gonna do my celery heart here. I'm gonna put some paint on it. And I'm gonna go close to the line again, but not on top of it, not over it, just close to it. And press down. Ha! It's great. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Doesn't that look beautiful? Well, I think you get the idea, so we'll just go ahead, go crazy. Again, I'm putting a celery mark down here, close to the line, but not on top of it. And then I will take the same fruit or veggie, in my case it's a vegetable, and put it exactly on the other side of the line. So it's like a little mirror. Okay. I really like the lemon, so I'm going to do that one again. Got my paint on it. This time I think I'll go on top of the apple. And since I went on top of the apple on this side, I need to go on top of my apple on the other side of the line. That looks great. Let's choose another vegetable. Okay, I'm going to use the end of my celery here and dip it in the paint. Okay. Now I'm going to go in between my lemon and my celery mark on each side of that apple. Look at that nice little crescent. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I don't know about you, but I think this is looking pretty nice. I can't wait to see what you guys are making. Okay, now we're going to go with my favorite, the jalapeno. This is nice because it has a little handle from the stem. I'm going to smush it in the paint. And I'm going to go right above my celery mark. Bap. And I'm going to do it on the other side too. There we go. And that's how you make a symmetrical composition. Isn't that cool? I think so. Here's our radial one again. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's class. I thought it was really fun and a different way to make artwork and use our fruits and vegetables that don't look so tasty anymore, huh? I would love to see what you guys made. So please tag me on Instagram at Freakin' Art. Shoot me a picture of your beautiful artwork. And you can email me at hellofreakinart@gmail.com or send me some snail mail. I would love to see your real art in person. Then we can look at it together and talk about it next week. Well, I really hope you liked today's class. If you did, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. It really makes a big difference and helps me continue to create these fun art classes for you online. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And remember to share your artwork with me because I love to see what you guys make. And I'll see you next week, okay? Bye!